Fans, welcome to another edition of Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. I'm Aaron Levitt. Joining me today is the head coach of the Valpo women's basketball team, Mary Evans. Coach Evans, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Aaron.
You guys finished up a pretty long stretch of home games last weekend, had a couple games at the Arc against Drake and UNI. Results didn't go our way, but I think there were some positives you can take away from them. I'd like to start with kind of different players you saw stepping up last weekend. You look at the Drake game, I think Olivia Sims played really well. And then Sunday, UNI, Emma Teka with her first career start, had her
Yeah.
best game here at Valpo. Just, how is it seeing these different players step up and having big games at this point in the year?
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of went into last week and leading up to it in practice, talking about trying to get back to really focusing on playing team basketball and working as a collective group of five to try to achieve what we were trying to get done. And, I think at times throughout both of those games, we had some lineups in that I thought did a really good job of working well together, both offensively and defensively, creating the things that we want to try to create offensively, working together to get the best shots that we can get, and then also talking and communicating defensively to try to do the best we can to guard the opposing team's action. And I think we found some lineups over the course of the weekend that I thought did a really good job. And I thought, that prompted the change in the starting lineup for Sunday, was just to kind of reward those young women that came in at the end of the Drake game and played really well together and fought and didn't give up. And, I thought they deserved the opportunity to start. And then, you spoke of Emma Teka, but I thought she made the most of her start and came out and played the most minutes she played all season, and hit two big threes and got some layups and guarded the basketball guarded pretty well within our system. And it's nice to see. Sometimes people don't understand it can take time for transfers to adjust and to understand systems. And I think she's done a good job of just staying the course and showing up every day and being the same person every day. And I think things are starting to really click for her. So that's exciting for her. That's exciting for us, and it's exciting for our team moving forward.
It didn't necessarily show up on the scoreboard on Sunday, but do you guys come away thinking positively about the fact that, the things that you can affect, you did better on Sunday? Turnovers were down, rebounding was better, and that maybe it was a case of some shots not falling that maybe other days would fall for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the UNI game, I thought we had two really strong defensive quarters in the first and second quarters, and we just didn't close them out. I thought in the final 2 minutes, 3 minutes of both of those quarters, we had some defensive breakdowns that led to them getting up to as 19 and 20 points, or 19, 18 points in each quarter. And so there's definitely some growth there. And then I thought in the second half, we executed our offense a little bit better, and we showed some toughness and some physicality. And compared from game one to game two, I saw improvement in our play against UNI, and I saw that without maybe the ability of getting to the free throw line as much as we could have, or making shots at the rate we normally can make them at. So, I think there's a lot of positives that come out of that game, and ability for us to continue to grow as a team. And so that's always good to see. It's always good to focus on things that you did well as you continue to try to correct the things that we're not doing well.
I know it got kind of touched on in Sunday's press conference, but the play of Allie Saunders this weekend in the starting lineup for the first time in her career had two of her best games. Do you really feel like she's found her footing now at this point in the season?
Yeah, I think she's getting more and more comfortable. I think she's, as a point guard, you're often asked to lead a team, and sometimes that can be hard on the court to lead them when you're a young kid. I think she's getting more and more comfortable doing that. I think that's a credit to her teammates too, allowing her to kind of step into that role. But the thing I love the most about Allie is, like, she just is 100% a team player, and she wants what's best for this team. She wants to win. And she will do what she needs to, whether it's her scoring or facilitating for others. And she's a good teammate, and it's exciting to see her continue to grow and get better and better.
Looking ahead, after a home heavy stretch of games the last few weekends, you've got the next 2 weekends on the road. This weekend, a couple teams that are just ahead of you in the standings in Indiana State and Evansville. What are you looking for out of the team as we approach the stretch run of the regular season here?
To continue to focus on getting better. I think both of those games there are times within those games that we needed to do things differently and be better and close a game out. I think against Indiana State, when we were winning the majority of the game, we just didn't quite close it out. But there are things from game one that we need to learn from, and we need to be better in game two. And I think that's always kind of your goal as you go from the first game of the season to the second game. Can we correct the things that we did poorly, as well as continue to do things that we did well? And that's going to be the focus this week, is to correct the things that we did poorly in both of those games, as we continue to try to continue to grow in the things that we did well in the course of the game. And there'll be two fun, exciting games, two very different styles of play. But it's going to be a good time heading down south this weekend.
Those games Friday night at Indiana State, 5 p.m. Central Time on ESPN3, and Sunday at Evansville, 1 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Coach Evans, thank you for joining me today. Good luck this weekend.
All right, thanks. You too.
This has been Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.